Have you ever had this weird, hollow feeling? Like you are living a life that looks perfect from the outside, but on the inside it feels like you are just acting. You follow the script. You get the degree. You land the good job. You collect the likes and the validation. But in the quiet moments, a question whispers from somewhere deep. Who am I really? And why do I feel so lost when everything is supposedly just fine? If that sounds familiar, you are not broken. You are not crazy. You are just human. And more specifically, you are encountering what the famous psychologist Carl Jung called the central problem of human life. Jung spent his life mapping the hidden territory of the human psyche, and he came to a radical, life-changing conclusion. Your real life, your authentic life, does not begin until you undertake one terrifying, essential journey, the journey to find yourself. Today, we are diving deep into Jung's world. We will uncover the hidden forces, the invisible architects that are secretly building your identity right now, often without your permission. We are talking about the persona you wear like a mask, the dark shadow you try to hide, the ancient archetypes that live in your dreams, and the fragile ego that thinks it is in charge. This is not just psychology. This is a manual for becoming real. Let us start with a simple, brutal truth. Most people never truly find themselves. They live their entire lives on autopilot, driven by unconscious patterns they do not understand. They chase goals society gave them. They bury parts of themselves that feel unacceptable. And they wonder why, at the peak of success, they feel a profound sense of emptiness. That emptiness is a clue. It is your authentic self, knocking from the inside, trying to get your attention. To understand this, picture your mind not as one thing, but as a kingdom. On the surface, in the bright daylight, is the part you know, your conscious mind. This is where you make your to-do lists, have your opinions, and present yourself to the world. It feels like you. But Jung said this conscious part is just the tip of a massive iceberg. Beneath the surface lies the vast, mysterious, and powerful unconscious. Your unconscious mind is not just a trash bin for forgotten memories. It is a living, creative, intelligent force. It stores everything you have ever experienced, every thought you have repressed, every feeling you have denied. It speaks to you in dreams, in sudden emotions, in irrational fears, and inexplicable attractions. And most importantly, it holds the blueprint for who you are meant to become, your true and whole self. So if the unconscious holds the key, why are we so cut off from it? The answer is our first hidden architect, the persona. The persona is the mask you wear to fit into society. It is the social role you play, the reliable employee, the cheerful friend, the perfect son or daughter. The persona is not inherently bad. You need it to function. But here is the danger. You can start to believe the mask is your real face. Think about it like this. The persona is your psychological costume. You put it on for the play of daily life. The problem starts when you forget it is a costume. You go to sleep with the mask still on. You wear it in the shower. You start to believe you actually are the character you are playing. That is when you begin to lose touch with the actor underneath, the real you waiting backstage. You get so much reward for the persona. People like you. You get promoted. You feel a sense of belonging. So you pour more and more of your energy into polishing that mask, making it shinier and more impressive. But every time you do, you are making a trade. You are trading a piece of your authentic, messy, complicated inner truth for a slice of external approval. And that trade has a deep spiritual cost. Now, what happens to all the parts of you that do not fit the mask? The anger your nice guy persona cannot show. The vulnerability your tough persona must hide. The weird creative impulses your practical persona dismisses as silly. You cannot just make them disappear. So you do the only thing you can. You shove them down. You deny them. You lock them in the basement of your unconscious. And there they do not die. They grow. This brings us to the second architect, and perhaps Jung's most famous concept, the shadow. The shadow is everything you refuse to acknowledge about yourself. It is the repository of your repressed desires, your unacceptable emotions, your secret shames. It is not necessarily evil. It is just disowned. It is the part of you that you have decided is not me. But here is the critical twist. Whatever you disown, you do not control. Your shadow does not sit quietly in the basement. It leaks out. It projects onto other people. That coworker you instantly despise for being arrogant. What if they are just mirroring a confidence you have repressed in yourself? That politician you see as pure evil. What if they are embodying a rage you are too afraid to feel? Your shadow also acts out. In sudden bursts of temper you later regret. In self-sabotaging behaviors you cannot explain. So we have a conflict, a loop. Your persona, the mask, demands you hide certain things. So you create a shadow. But your shadow, now a hungry ghost, forces its way back into your life, causing chaos. And your ego, the manager of your conscious identity, is stuck in the middle. The ego's job is to maintain a stable, coherent sense of self. It wants to believe the persona is the whole story. It is terrified of the shadow. This is where most people live their entire lives. In a tense, exhausting stalemate between a polished mask, a rebellious shadow, and a confused ego trying to hold it all together. It is a civil war inside your own mind. No wonder you feel lost. No wonder you feel tired. You are using enormous psychological energy just to keep this unstable system from falling apart. But Jung offered a way out, a path forward. The path is not to destroy the persona or eliminate the shadow. That is impossible. The path is called integration, wholeness. It is the process of making the unconscious conscious. It is about turning the lights on in the basement and meeting what you have hidden there. This is the heart of finding yourself. It is not about adding new things to who you are. It is about reclaiming the parts of yourself you left behind. Imagine your psyche as a house. The persona is the perfectly decorated living room you show to guests. The shadow is the dark, cluttered basement you keep locked. Integration is not about moving the junk from the basement into the living room. It is about going down into the basement, turning on the light and sorting through everything. You discover old family heirlooms, valuable tools, and yes, some garbage. You decide what to keep, what to clean, and what to finally let go. This work is not intellectual. It is experiential. It is felt. It happens when you pause after a strong emotional reaction and ask, where did that really come from? It happens in paying attention to your dreams, not as nonsense, but as messages from a deeper part of you. It happens in acknowledging a jealous feeling instead of pretending it is not there, and asking what it is trying to tell you about an unmet need. But the unconscious is not just personal. Jung discovered something even deeper. Beneath our personal unconscious lies what he called the collective unconscious. This is a shared layer of the human psyche, containing universal patterns and symbols inherited from our ancestral past. These universal patterns are the archetypes. They are like psychic organs, deep wells of energy that shape our fundamental human experiences. Think of archetypes as the core characters in the story of being human. The hero, who ventures into the unknown to overcome a challenge. The caregiver, who nurtures and protects. The wise old person, who offers guidance. The trickster, who disrupts the rules. These are not just ideas. They are active forces within you. They influence who you are attracted to, the stories you love, and the roles you feel compelled to play in life. Your journey to find yourself involves connecting with these archetypes in a healthy way. For example, a man who represses his inner caregiver archetype might become cold and detached. A woman who only identifies with the caregiver might lose herself in serving others. Finding balance means letting these energies flow through you, not being possessed by them. It is about having a relationship with the hero within, not blindly following its call to conquest at all costs. Now let us bring it all together. The persona, the shadow, the archetypes. They are all parts of a larger, deeper structure. Jung called this the self, with a capital S. The self is not your ego. It is the total, integrated, complete you. It is the central archetype of wholeness, the blueprint your life is trying to fulfill. Your ego's true job, its highest purpose, is not to be the boss, but to become a servant of this larger self. This process of the ego aligning with the self is what Jung called individuation. It is the lifelong project of becoming who you uniquely are, distinct from the crowd, yet connected to something timeless. It is why a midlife crisis happens. The persona's goals have been achieved, the ego is successful, but the self is screaming that this is not the full story. It is a call to finally, belatedly, begin the real journey. So what does this look like in practice? How do you actually start? The first step is curiosity, not judgment. Start noticing. Keep a journal, not just a diary of events, but a log of your inner weather. What made you unreasonably angry today? What dream image stuck with you? What person in your life irritates you profoundly? See these not as problems, but as clues. Each is a thread leading back to a disowned part of yourself. The second step is dialogue. When you notice a shadow emotion, do not run. Ask it questions. Okay, jealousy, what are you protecting? What do you want me to see? This sounds strange, but it works. You are reopening communication with a part of your own psyche you cut off. You are not agreeing to act on every impulse. You are simply listening. And in listening, you take back its power to control you from the shadows. The third step is creative expression. The unconscious speaks in images, symbols, metaphors. Draw even if you are bad at it. Write poetry even if it is clumsy. Move your body. Garden. Cook. Engage in any activity that bypasses the critical, logical ego and let something else speak through you. This is how you build a bridge between the conscious and unconscious worlds. This is how you download the wisdom of the self. As you do this work, something incredible begins to happen. The civil war inside you starts to wind down. Energy that was used to keep the shadow locked up is freed up. You feel less exhausted. You make decisions with more clarity, because you are no longer being pushed by hidden forces you do not understand. You become more confident, not in your persona, but in a deeper, unshakable sense of this is who I am, all of it. Relationships transform. When you own your own shadow, you stop projecting it onto your partner. You can see them more clearly as a separate person. You can love more fully because you are not secretly demanding they complete a part of you that you abandoned. Your work can become more meaningful as it starts to align with your authentic values and energies, not just the expectations of your mask. This is the promise of inner freedom. It is not freedom from responsibility or difficulty. It is freedom from the prison of a false self. It is the freedom to respond to life from a place of wholeness, not fragmentation. It is the freedom to have a bad day without your entire identity crumbling, because you know your worth is not in the mask. It is in the authentic, complex, imperfect being behind it. The journey to find yourself is the most important adventure you will ever undertake. It is also the hardest. It requires courage to face what you have hidden. It requires honesty to dismantle the lies you have told yourself. It requires compassion to welcome back the exiled parts of your soul. There is no final destination. It is a continuous process of discovery, like walking into a vast forest that gets richer and deeper the further you go. Think of it this way. You are an explorer. Every difficult emotion is an unmapped territory. Every confusing dream is a treasure map written in a forgotten language. Every moment of tension in your life is a signpost pointing toward a part of you waiting to be rediscovered. This is not just self-improvement. This is a mythic quest happening inside your own mind right now. But here is the beautiful truth Jung uncovered. You are not meant to be a perfect, shiny, conflict-free person. You are meant to be whole, to contain multitudes, the light and the dark, the strength and the vulnerability, the logical mind and the wild heart. Your life does not start when you achieve some external milestone. It starts the moment you turn inward and begin the courageous, messy, glorious work of becoming who you already are. So that quiet feeling, that whisper of "who am I?" is not your enemy. It is your guide. It is the call of yourself, inviting you to begin the only journey that truly matters. The world does not need another perfectly polished mask. It needs the real you, the one that has been waiting all this time for you to stop performing a life and finally, courageously start living it.